me a favor, everyone to please put your hands up, everyone, hands up. And let's do a little stretching for a second. A little stretch.
Don't touch me.
Feels good, right? Feels good.
Don't touch me.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't like to be touched. Doesn't like to be touched. So let's go ahead and actually today I do want to have a tiny little warm up because I want to get your mouths moving and ready to speak. So let's have a warm up, and our warm up is, what does it say, everyone? Tongue twisters. You guys remember I like tongue twisters? Oh, bless you, brother. Bless you. Our tongue twister is this. It's all about wishing. I don't think we've done this one before, but let's take a look. It says, I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. Oh, that's easy, right? I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. So let's say this, everyone. 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. Can we say it a little faster, everyone? 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. And a little faster. Okay, and 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. Oh, that's a lot of wishing. And it's very easy tongue twister. So let's see here if we can have one student do it 3 times. Usually I would ask for a volunteer, but our volunteer will be from our wonderful right here with a random student. So I'm going to find a very handsome, very wonderful student right here, and he's going to reach out and choose lucky number 29. You guys, we're student 29. Oh, fantastic, 29. So go ahead, and I want you to say this as fast as you can, 3 times. Ready? And start.
I wish to wish the wish. You wish to wish.
Oh, there we go.
I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish.
Whoa, you did it, guys. Good, nice, big. All right, so let's have one more student. Again, I'm moving very fast for the student. 5 times. Ooh. Oh, yeah, come on over. Lucky student number. Oh, turn it around.
6.
6, that's right. Lucky number 6, we're 6. Yuna. Awesome. Okay, so you have very busy here. You're going to go 5 times. Good luck, okay? And 3, 2, 1. Wish to wish. Wish. And one last one. I wish to wish. Wow, you guys, let's give her a nice big. And do we have any students in our class who are rappers? Any rapper? Youngsan? Where's Youngsan? Youngsan.
Class 2.
Oh, he's not here?
3, 2.
Oh.
Oh.
But do we have another rapper? Is he a rapper? Are you a rapper? No rappers? Well, let's see here who our rapper is. Let's go over here. Last student. Okay, look. 11 is our rapper today. Where's 11? Oh, fantastic. Oh, she's so lucky. And this time, though, not 3 times, not 5 times, but 7. I know, even for me, that's very hard, so good luck. Let's see what happens. And, ready, start.
I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish.
Nice.
I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. I wish to wish you wish to wish. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish.
Let's make it easy. One last one. Alright, let's stop it right there, guys. Give her a nice big. So, excellent job. You guys are awesome. I know this is kind of hard, kind of difficult, but let's see here. Who were our rappers today? We had, of course, right here. This is Reed. And if you pass another one down over here, okay, pass it to her. And we have one more, right? One more shoot, right? Oh, yeah. You're welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's move on. I just wanted to get our mouths moving and, of course, get us a tiny bit warmed up so at least we're ready to speak, right, guys? So let's go ahead and, yes, you're right, we are doing lesson 6. Today we're going to very, very quickly, so good luck. Let's do this together. Listen and talk 1 and listen and talk 2. Well, let's go ahead, let's talk about our functions. And function number 1 is very simple, very easy, but it's all about something. And I guess you guys can guess what it is, right? Don't worry about something, right? Don't worry about something. And usually, of course, we use this when we have a worry. We'll talk a lot about this, so let's try our best to focus. So we have don't worry about. Let's talk about the word worry. And worry has some similar words, right guys? Some words that are similar. And let's think of some that are kind of similar. Well, if you are worried, right? Or if you are worrying, well, what would you say? Are you, do you feel comfortable?
No.
No. Are you anxious? Yes, that's right. So in this case, if you're worried, you will be anxious, right? Worry, be anxious, to be anxious. Also, what about this word here? What's in yellow here?
Concern.
Concern. That's right. So if you're concerned, you are kind of worried, right? To be concerned. And also, are you nervous?
Yeah.
Yes, right? We're nervous. If we're worried, we are nervous, so we're to be nervous. Also, you could say this, to be troubled, right? Because you're thinking about something, you're troubled with something. And also we have this, to be, let's see. If you're anxious, concerned, nervous, troubled, are you stressed? Probably, right? You might be stressed, right? So you might be troubled, you might be nervous, you might be concerned, you might be anxious. And these two words are the words we're going to focus on the most. So be anxious or to be concerned. So if you want to remember these, you can write down maybe some of the yellow words here, right? So to worry is to be anxious, to be concerned, to be nervous, to be troubled, or to be stressed about something. And we'll talk about those some things in a moment. All right, so we have our memories, right? We're not forgetting these words. And let's focus now on this. So when do we use don't worry about? Well, we use this when we are trying to make someone feel less anxious, right? Remember that word? Anxious or concerned about something, right? Less anxious or concerned about something. So in other ways, it's a nice way to help to calm someone down, right? When they're feeling anxious or concerned. So let's go ahead and let's practice this, you guys. Let's take a look at some examples. And if we look here, we have this, oh no. What does he say, everyone?
I'm worried about the exam.
Oh, are you worried about the exams?
Yes.
Are you stressed? Are you anxious? Are you nervous?
Yes.
Are you concerned? Maybe, right? Maybe you are, right? You still maybe need more time to study, right? So I might tell you guys as a student, I say, well, don't worry about it, right? You studied hard and you're so smart. So let's now focus on it, okay? So what is it referring to in the past sentence when I said, don't worry about it? As a hint, it is what the person is anxious or concerned about. Anxious or concerned about. So let's see, what is or was the person anxious or concerned about? The exams, right? Simple, easy. The exams. And let's take a look at our next example. Ooh. Oh, wow. So what does it say, everyone? Say it together. 3, 2, 1. Made too many mistakes during my performance. Oh, no. So we have don't worry about it. So here, well, she's up here, right? So you are so beautiful and so is your voice, right? I'm trying to make you comfortable. I'm trying to make you relax because you're nervous or concerned about something. So how about in this last sentence when we had it? What is for the person concerned or anxious about? The mistakes, right? The mistakes made during the performance, right? So yeah, making too many mistakes during the performance. Excellent, you guys. Let's take a look here. Oh no. So say it together. 1, 3, 2, 1. I have nothing to wear for my date tonight. You have a date tonight?
No.
Wow, lucky for you. I have something that you can have. Don't worry about it. I'll let you borrow my new. Okay, in this case, borrow my new dress. So let's go ahead and if I ask you, what is the person anxious or concerned about, what would you answer? Perfect. Having nothing to wear. Because sometimes when you have a date, oh no, I want to dress nicely, right? So you want something to wear, something nice to wear. Let's go to our next one. We have, oh no, everyone, say it together. 3, 2, 1. I can't find my way to the subway station. Oh no. So I'm going to tell you guys, don't worry about it. I can help you find your way. And again, what is the person anxious or concerned about? Perfect. They can't find their way, right? So his or her way to the subway. And how about here? Oh, let's say it together. 1, 3, 2, 1. I'm worried that she. Oh. Wait, one more time. I hope. Well, that's maybe why she's avoiding me, right? But I think it might be like juice or milk, you guys. Not her packed food. So I'm worried that she doesn't like me. Hell, and look what I'm going to tell you guys. Don't worry about it, right? You're smart and kind. Everyone likes you. Yes, of course. So in this case, what are we going to say, everyone? What is he anxious or concerned about? Yeah, that's right. That she doesn't like him, right? And how about boys? Are you ever anxious or concerned that the girl you like does not like you? Oh, yeah, sometimes, right? Sometimes. But I know you guys are wonderful. Everyone likes you. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's write these down. More ways for us to say, don't worry about something, or don't worry about it. And just remember, it is what the person is anxious or concerned about. Anxious or concerned about. So our first one is, let's write this down. Oh, I like this one. So if we're telling someone to not worry, we can say, don't let the thing, right? The thing that you're anxious or concerned about bother you. So we're going to say, don't let it bother you. Don't let the mistakes you made during the performance bother you. Don't let finding your way bother you. And remember, it will change depending on the context. It will change depending on the concern or worry or what makes you anxious. Number 2, we have, I like this one. Don't think twice about it. Right? Don't think twice about it. It'll be fine, right? Don't think twice about whether she likes you or not. Don't think twice about, well, making mistakes during the performance. And number 3, this one might be new to some of you, but I like this one a lot. I use this sometimes. And we have don't sweat over it. Yeah, don't sweat over it. So in other words, when you're anxious or nervous or you're worried, you are concerned, you might start sweating, right? Sweating everywhere. But don't sweat over it, right? Or basically, don't worry about it. And this is a great expression. You'll hear it a lot, especially from native speakers. Don't sweat over it. Okay, so we have this written down. We're good? Oh, you guys are fast today. Okay, maybe I'm slow today. You guys are great. Let's go ahead and let's make sure we're on page 106. 106. All right, so we have our friends again. Oh no. One of the students is worried. And they're worried about what, you guys? They're worried about going to high school. Next year, will you go to high school? Yes. Are you worried about going to high school? No. No? Are you excited? No. How do you feel? You have no feelings? No feelings about going to high school? Well, I think high school will be wonderful. I think you guys should be excited. But I know it can be a little scary. It can make you feel worried, anxious, or concerned. Let's go ahead and let's see here what he says. He's going to say some nice words to help you feel more relaxed. Oh, mosquito. I know there's a mosquito here. If you guys can kill it, please let me know. So good luck, you guys. Here we go. 3, 2,
준비하자. 뭐였는데? 여기요, 뭐
Mosquito. Alright guys, let's listen together. 3, 2, 1.
Hey Clara, you look worried. What's wrong?
I'm so worried about going to high school.
Don't worry about it, Clara. It'll be a great chance to get to know new people.
Well, maybe you're right. I feel much better about it now. Thanks, Brandon.
Alright, so what did Brandon say here? He said, of course, our function, don't worry about it. And of course, it is what, everyone? Going to high school. Perfect. She's worried about going to high school. And he says it'll be a great what? Perfect. Well said. A great chance, right? A great chance for you to get to know new people. And how about in high school? Are you excited about meeting new people? Yeah, it'd be really fun. You guys get to meet more students, more people to be your friends. Okay, so maybe let's move on. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's listen. Good luck, you guys. You know what to do. Let's choose the correct picture. And let's see what the man is worried about.
Number 1.
Or what?
James, why are you still up? It's 11 o'clock.
I can't sleep because I'm worried about the bookworm competition tomorrow.
You've read all of the books on the list. What do you have to worry about?
Some of the writers' names are confusing, so I'm worried that I might not remember them.
Don't worry about something that hasn't happened yet. You'll do fine.
Thanks. I'll try not to worry so much. Number 2. Sujin, what are you doing this weekend?
Nothing special. Why?
I have to go to Busan for a family trip tomorrow, but I can't find anyone to feed my dog Lucy.
Don't worry about Lucy. I'll take care of her.
Oh, thank you so much. I was so worried.
I'll take her for a walk in the park, too.
Alright, everyone.
The weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow.
Let's talk about this together. And let's talk about number 1. He's worried about something. What is he worried about? The bookworm competition. And let me ask you guys a question. Are you a bookworm? Do you like to read? Yes. Oh, okay, so we like to use that when someone loves to read or they like to read. We call them a bookworm. But in this case, he's worried about the competition and he can't sleep. How about for number 2? What is the man worried about?
hungry dog.
His hungry dog? Well, he is worried about his dog, but he's worried about feeding, right? Feeding. Oh, you're not done. Sorry. Feeding his dog. Sorry. I apologize. So sorry. And let's move on to I love this class. You guys make me laugh. Well, let's go ahead and let's move on to part B, and let's talk a little bit about what this girl is worried about. And let's listen together. Good luck. Here we go. Let's move quickly.
Jane, you look worried. What's the matter?
I got a big part in the school musical.
I heard you singing. You sound great.
It's just that I keep making mistakes. I'm so worried.
Oh, you just need a little more practice. Don't worry about making mistakes. You can actually learn from them.
Thanks, Dad. I hope I do a good job.
You'll do great.
Alright, so what about these pictures here? Which one is correct? The top or the bottom? The bottom, because, well, what is she going to do for the performance? She's going to sing, you guys. So in this case, she's worried about her performance. She's worried about singing. But what is she mostly worried about? She's worried about making mistakes when she's giving or doing her performance, right? So we have making mistakes. And then he says some nice words. You can actually learn from your mistakes. Don't worry about making mistakes. Alright, so we're going to jump back and talk more about our functions, but I do want to remind you guys that Part C we're not going to do in class, but it's great practice if you have some time. It might be good for you to practice with Part C. But we don't have enough time, so we're going to move on, jump back to our PowerPoint. Ooh, so this one I like a lot. So listen and talk to. We're talking about function number 2, and this will actually be a question. Let's take a look at it. And what does it say, everyone? What would you do if? What would you do if? Well, this if could be anything. For example, what would you do if you could fly? Ooh, all of those are great questions because we can have so many different answers. Let's go ahead and let's talk about this together. So when do we use what would you do if? Well, simply we could say it is used when you want to know what someone would do in a tough or, what's this word, everyone? Imaginary situation. So let's talk about these two words, tough or imaginary situation. If something is tough, well, is it easy? If something is tough, what is tough? What's the way of easy? And what's the opposite of easy? Hard, right? So in this case, we're going to say if something is tough, it is hard or difficult, right? Let's say you have a tough exam, right? That exam was so tough. Was that exam easy or difficult? Was it hard or easy? Hard, right? But next, let's talk about the word imaginary, which I really like this word. If something is imaginary, is it real?
No.
No, right? Where does it come from? Our brains, our imaginations. So we could say that it is unreal, or I like this word. Fictional. You might know different novels or books, right? Some books are fiction, and some are non-fiction, right? If it's non-fiction, is it real or fake?
Real.
It's real, right? And fictional would be a fake story, like Harry Potter. Sorry to tell you guys, Harry Potter is not. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Let's move on. Okay, so now it's time for us to speak, and of course, usually we have students speak, but I'm going to just have the class speak together. So let me ask you guys this question. What would you do if you had a magic carpet like this that could fly? What would you do? Would you fly to school? Oh, well in this case, maybe you would fly to school. Maybe you would fly to a different place, right? And for me, I would love to have a magic carpet. But I said this right here. I would never walk and always fly to wherever I want. Sounds good? Fly to wherever I want. How about this one, you guys? If I ask you this question, what would you do if you got lost in a foreign country? What would you do? What would you do if you got lost? I like that. Okay. Well, in this case, a lot of different things you can do. But how about this? Would you call your mother? Impossible? Well, maybe you can call her, right? All you need is a Wi-Fi signal, maybe a laptop, right? But anyways, I would call my mother and ask for help. Help me. Right? I need some help. And next one here. Oh no. Wow. So we all know what this is, right, guys? What is this? A genie. Very good. So a magic genie. So what would you do if you had a magic genie and you rubbed the lamp and he said, I'll give you 3 wishes. What would be your first wish? Oh, girlfriend? Okay, you can do that. A happy life? Yeah, that's smart. I love that. You said make more wishes. That's really good. But would anyone ask for some money? Some money. Yeah, I think that's probably the first thing I asked for. Maybe some money. But I would wish for all the money in the world. The next one. Ooh, if you guys remember, does anyone know what this is from? Oh, what movie is this? Yeah, you're very good. So we have Back to the Future. And in that movie, well, they had something called a time machine where they can move in time. Well, if you had a time machine, what would you do? If you could go back in time or forward in time? Would you go to the future or the past? Maybe the past, right? Maybe fix some mistakes or meet some people that you were never able to meet. Maybe you want to meet Michael Jackson. Ooh, maybe something like that. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and let's write these down now. Write these down. We're almost done. More ways to ask the question, what would you do if, for example, you had $1 million? What would you do? Would you invest the money? Would you buy crypto? Would you buy Bitcoin? Would you buy a house? Would you buy a car? Would you save the money? Yeah, take a trip, yeah. Go somewhere fun and spend some money. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see for number 1 it is, imagine that. For example, imagine that you had $1 million. Yeah. Imagine that you could fly. Imagine that, well, you had a genie, right? Imagine that you had 3 wishes. Ooh. And of course, I forgot, there's the last part of this, what would you do? So this is interesting because if you notice here, it's not 1 sentence, it's actually 2 sentences that make our function. So we have, what would you do, right? Because we're going to ask them, what would you do? And for number 2, we have, if. In our imaginary or tough situation, we have, if you had $1 million, basically, what would you do? So imagine that you could fly, what would you do? If you could fly, what would you do? And we have one more, so let's see our last one here. Once you guys are done, take your time. And remember, this white part will change depending on what I ask you, right?
야, 맨 앞에 제이퍼?
Alright guys, last one, number 3. Let's see. Oh, some
아니,
students
너가
are
머리가 안 보인다고.
Take
내가
your
보인다고.
time.
아, 박지우 반.
I know it's hard to see, sorry guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at number 3. Are we good? Okay, so let's take a look at number 3. It'll be higher. It'll be higher. So again, this will have, I believe, 2 sentences. So let's look. Let's say that you had a genie. Let's say that you had $1 million. And our question again, what would you do? Let's say that you got lost in a foreign country. Let's say that, well, great question. All right, everyone, looks like we are good. Yes? But I see some students writing. It's really important that you do have this written down. I will wait for those students. Okay. So we should now be on, I believe, page 108. Wait. Let me move there too. All right, listen and talk too. So let's see if we can figure out what our missing word is. Of course, we had our function, right? And she's going to ask him, what would you do if you had $1 million? Well, what would he do, everyone? I would buy every
Country.
country. Wow. What do you $1 million?
Lollipop.
Very small. I would buy every
Lollipop.
lollipop in the world. I would buy every.
새우깡.
Well, you guys are thinking. I love your imagination. Let's see here. What is our answer?
This book is interesting. Have you read it?
No, not yet. What is it about?
It's about a man who suddenly became very rich. Rich! What would you do if you had $1 million?
I would buy every game in the world.
Gee, it is so like you.
All right, guys. Let's settle down. I like that you guys are talking, but let's talk as a group, you guys. So in this case, he says, I would buy every game in the world. Well, that's something you could do. You could buy every game, probably with $1 million. But would you buy every game if you had $1 million?
No.
Probably not, right? Do you have enough time to play every game?
No.
Probably not, right? So in this case, maybe I'd buy a few games, but I would also maybe invest in something like stocks or bonds or what is this? Okay, so something like that. I know with $1 million we could do many different things. All right, so what do we have here? Aha, so now we're going to be using our imagination, and she is going to imagine a couple different things. Let's listen and let's see what she imagines.
Number 1. Caroline, have you read the book Tuck Everlasting?
Yeah, it is about a family that drank magical water and lived forever, right?
Right. What would you do if you could live forever?
Well, I would live in different cities all around the world.
Really? I would collect interesting items and make a museum.
Cool.
Number 2.
Jason, what are you reading?
I'm reading a book called 3 Wishes.
Oh, I've heard about it. A genie makes a boy's wishes come true, right?
Yeah. What would you do if you could make one wish?
I would make the genie stay with me forever. Then I could make all my wishes come true.
That's smart.
All right, so for number 1, well, what would she do? She would live
NPC.
in every city. And that's, what would you say? What would you do if you could live forever, right? So if you can live forever, I guess she would spend her time moving to different cities. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes.
I think so. I think it's a pretty good idea. I don't know what this is here.
Museum.
Museum, maybe create artwork?
Wonderful.
Something like that. But in this case, that's not this one. Our answer is, of course, live in different cities. And for number 2, what would you do if you had 3 wishes? What was her answer? I would
Live
wish for,
Genie lives forever.
yeah, the genie would live with me, right? So in this case, she would wish for the genie. It's basically to be free and be her friend. All right, guys, you're doing great. We're almost done. Let's go ahead and let's finish off with part B. Oh, okay, this is a good one. I like this one a lot. It has again to do with time travel. So I'm guessing you guys could probably guess here. What would you do if you could?
Time travel.
And I would blank World War II, and I would blank King Caesar. I wonder what she says. Let's go ahead and listen. Or what she says. Here we go.
What are you doing, Jinho?
I'm writing a review of the movie The Time Traveler's Wife.
I saw that movie too. It's one of my favorite romantic movies.
I loved it too. Emily, what would you do if you could time travel?
I would travel to the 1940s and prevent World War II. How about you?
I would go to the Joseon Dynasty and meet King Sejong. I'm a big fan of him.
All right, do we get the answers or need it one more time? Looks like a lot of students got their answers, but some don't. So let's listen one last time.
What are you doing, Jinho?
I'm writing a review of the movie The Time Traveler's Wife.
I saw that movie too. It's one of my favorite romantic movies.
I loved it too. Emily, what would you do if you could time travel?
I would travel to the 1940s and prevent World War II. How about you?
I would go to the Joseon Dynasty and meet King Sejong. I'm a big fan of him.
Okay, so if you guys know that they're talking about, first, well, time travel, right? We know that answer, but what movie are they talking about?
Time Traveler's Wife.
Time Traveler's Wife. Have you heard about this movie?
No.
No? Has anyone seen this movie?
No.
No, actually it's a real movie. That's actually pretty good. But it's a time traveler's wife. And of course he asked her, what would you do if you could
Time travel.
time travel? A great question. And he has 2 things that he would do. He says, what's his first one, everyone? I would prevent. And let's see, if you prevent World War II, do you stop it from happening or do you make it happen? You stop it from happening, right? You prevent it, you keep it from happening. And I think that would be a great thing to do, so we would never have World War II. And how about for number 2? What does it say? I
Would
King
meet
Sejong.
King Sejong.
Perfect. I would meet King Sejong. And of course, King Sejong, I don't know a lot about him. He's famous for many things though, right?
Yeah.
What did he do? What made him so famous?
Made Korea.
He made
Hangul.
Hangul, yeah, he made the Korean. Was it a Korean language or alphabet? Right? In this case, he made Hangul, and what else did he make? Okay, all of those things. But is that what makes him so famous? What else did he do?
Made songs.
He made songs?
Sons.
Oh, songs.
Songs.
The song.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, a song. Really? Oh, I didn't know this. He was a songwriter. I had no idea. See, that's something new. I didn't know. So thank you so much. Well, you guys, I think we are good here. I think we're gonna stop right there. Let's take a look at part C. So part C is great. You can do this on your own. But before we're done right now, I just want to ask you guys one last question. For the word worry, what were the similar words to worry? What can we say? Worry. To be concerned. To be anxious. Yeah, to be nervous. Very good.
Stress.
To be stressed. Anything else? To be
Worry. Trouble.
very good. Troubled. Good job, you guys. So I think we are good there. And let's see for listen and talk 1. What was our function? Does anyone remember? There we go. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about something. And what were some other ways that we can say don't worry about it? Yeah. And what's the last one? Don't sweat over it, right? Don't sweat over it. And of course, as you guys know, your exams, well, I think your English exam is when? On Friday?
Yes.
On Monday?
Friday. On Friday.
What's on Friday?
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. So you have a little bit of time. So please make sure you guys study your functions and you guys will do great. So I think for now we are done. Give yourselves one last big round of applause.
근데 5과하고 6과 문법 연습 문제 정답 올려줬어요. 그리고 영어 반장들 톡방에도 알려줬으니까 그거 전달해주세요. 그리고 다음 시간에 분사 구문성 빈칸 넣기 시험 본다. 영영성이 5과 진짜 힘을 만들어서 너무 잘 만들었어. 가서 들어보세요.
김동근 씨가
저기 1분간 앉는 사람들 저거 가지고 가. 휴지. 휴지 가져가. 내가 알아서 수수 가지고 가죠. 여기 쓰레기 봉투 있으니까 어디다 넣어줘. 야, 어디다 버렸어? Did you have a nice weekend?
Yes, I did. It was very short, but very nice.
Do you have any? Did you do any special thing?
It was actually it was my wife. Her father passed away about 11 years ago, and so it was his remembrance day or his death anniversary, or the anniversary of his death. So we went to.
Did you go where?
Yeah, we went to where he has his ashes, and we prayed, and then we went and had some food after together with her sister, with her mom.
Is it far from your?
No, it's pretty close. It's about maybe a 15-minute drive, I think. Yeah, so it's pretty close.
The private grave?
No, it's not a private grave. It's just the ashes, and they're placed like in a room with many other ashes. Yeah, so not a burial. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. When he was, gosh, he was too young too at that time, and he unfortunately passed away because of that. I never had a chance to meet him. So.
Many people die from cancer.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing. Like I think that's what you have to really appreciate life because you never know and something like that might happen. That's why I'm just grateful that the people around me are healthy and that no one is sick right now. So, for myself too. Healthy for him. But how was your weekend, Sunny? Did you have a nice weekend?
Usually I go to church.
Yeah.
And I have meeting with some leaders of church
Oh, yes.
and say about the church future.
Sounds like a busy day, but wonderful. That's great. Yeah, that's amazing.
I think it is too low for the students. So
Students to
is
see.
it a way that we can we do something?
Oh,
To
I think
do that?
there's the only problem. The only problem I believe is the that beam. I think this beam here. This here. So when it goes up higher, it'll start cutting off the image. That's the only problem, I think.
It's the
But
reason.
yeah. But for this one, I try to have everything a little higher, but sometimes it goes lower. Yeah. I'll just for my slide, I'll just try to have it a little higher, but it could be hard to do.
부지런히들이네.
All right, find your seat. Good luck, you guys.
I want to sit.
Oh, it'll be wonderful. You'll have so many new friends around.
야, 박진한데.
나도. 야, 30번이 누구고 33번이
빨리 갔다. 응? 아직 시간 있지 않냐?
오!
Hello. Let's see your lucky seat today. Your lucky seat is table. Nice, perfect. So let's see. Your lucky seat today is table 2. Table 2. Nice, excellent.
나 원래
Can you do shadow puppets like with like the dog?
좀 더문 것 같다 오늘. 야, 왜 이렇게 정신을 못 차려?
저 자다가
너무 공부를 열심히 하나?
5대2
지금 너희가 몇 반이지?
5반이요.
5반은 시험 안 보내 없어 하나도. 좌석표 보고 앉아.
여기야? 아이스. 야, 이게
Alright,
뭐야?
let's see your lucky seat today.
이게 뭐야, 이게? 어려워. 갑자기? 여기 따뜻하냐, 여기? 난 그래도 됐어.
너가 앉았으니까 그러겠지?
야, 근데 4반 11번 이지은인데? 아니, 이지은 여기 앉았어. 여기 봐. 여기 저봐 이러면 머리가 아프지? 이쪽.
It's a lucky seat. Oh, table 1? Wow, look at you. Did you just kill your best friend? Best? Yeah, best friends, right? Yeah, that's great.
죽는다, 오늘.
이해 좀 이거 해줄게요.
야, 지는 거 어때?
Hello.
우리는 여기는 아무것도 안 했는데.
아무나.
제가 제안 가요.
Is he also your best friend? Your best friend? No.
하? 숙자?
What is a super?
숙제나 무조건 원숙제.
who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy?
I'm good guy.
You're the good guy?
가이. 뭘 가이 있어?
Because there has to be a hero and a
가이가
villain.
아니라 그 가이 히어로.
아니, 이걸 왜
차가 히어로. 가이가 그 이가 아니라 A 아니야.
해? 와우.
I'm gay. 세영은 지금 아니라고.
네 번호 찾아봐.
22번이요.
22번 어디 있어? 어? 눈이 안 보여?
근데 저 안 보여요.
그럼 어떻게 수업 시간에?
이러면서
왜? 안 껴? 렌즈나 뭐.
그거 안경 껴야 되는데
응.
아침에 급하게
원래 있긴 있어? 이쪽 끝에. 응. 여기 끝에, 여기. 예, 맞은편.
지우야, 네가 죽을 것 같은데? 야, 좋아.
안 죽으니까. 땡기는 거 아니었어? 이렇게 하고 이거 잡아. 네, 여기 잡고 얘를 이렇게 하고 이거 땡기면 돼.
내가 그거 아니야. 그대로 봤어. 내가 이해찬 별로 가지고 싶지 않아. 나 원래 야구 그러니까 해. 너 혼자 야 몰라. 뒤질래 진짜 하면 안 돼. 네가 뭔데 진짜.
왜 이렇게 험한 말을 해? 어? 어? 야. 자리에 앉아. 뭐고? 다 온 거니 애들? 출석부 안 주는데요? 반장이? 너야? 반장이 누구야?
주연이
반장? 오늘 몇 명 결석이야?
오늘 6반이 지금 좀 늦게 오고 12번 12번 17번
왜 이렇게 많아?
일단은 4명
4명, 4명이 없을 예정이야 지금?
조금 이따 오는 애도 있는데 지금 4명
현재 4명 없는 거야? 그럼 이따가 이 시간에 올 애가 있어?
정확한 시간은 모르겠는데 6번이
늦게 온다 그랬어? 그럼 4명이면 너네 몇 명이야 총?
저희가 31명
31명? 31명인데 4명 빠지면 27명이네?
네
27명? 둘, 넷, 여섯, 여덟, 열, 둘, 넷, 여섯, 여덟, 스물, 둘, 넷, 여섯. 27. 됐어. 너 자리 찾아 들어가. 얘들아, 오늘은 6과 리슨 앤 터크 나갈 거고, 오늘 나가고 나면 이제 시험 범위 다 나가는 거다. 그리고 다음 영어 시간 선생님 시간에 뭐 보나요?
시험.
분사구문송. 니네 본문은 다 나갔니? 조금 남았어? 본문 아예 안 했어? 네. 그러면은 니네 시험 보기 전에 2시간 들었지? 네. 그러면은 다음 시간에는 일단 본문을 빨리 뺄 거고 1시간 내에. 그리고 그 다음 영어 시간에 5분밖에 안 걸리거든 시험 보는데. 분사구문송 볼 거야. 알겠지? 그리고 니네 5과 6과 연습 문제 올려놨어요. 그 채팅 밴드에다 올려놨어요. 그리고 지난주 말에 염용성이 5과와 6과를 랩으로 했는데 진짜 영어까지 섞어갖고 진짜 잘했어. 그래서 선생님이 영어 반장들한테 그 톡방에다 올려줬거든. 그거 좀 영어 반장 이렇게 전달을 좀 해줘. 그래서 잘했다고 이렇게 막 뭐 댓글도 달아주고 좋아요도 해주고 해주세요. 알겠지? 자, 오늘은 진도를 좀 빨리 나가야 되니까 시험 범위 들어가요. 그러니까 열심히 적고 선생님한테 반응 잘하고. 알겠지?
Okay, you guys heard it. We're going to have a great class today. And you guys, of course, are great students. But first things first, as you guys know, today is a lovely, beautiful, wonderful Sunday. Well, sorry to tell you guys, today is Monday. So it's back to school again. And only, let's see, how many days until your exams? 4 days. So good luck, you guys, and we'll talk more about that because that's why today's lesson is so important. We have to make sure we talk about lesson 6, lesson and talk 1, and lesson and talk 2. But we'll get into that slowly. Let's go ahead, and of course, as you guys know, it is morning, so good morning, students. Good morning, Mr. Perry. So nice to see you guys. How are you feeling today? How are you today? Tired? You're tired? I know, the weekend was very short, but let's jump into our lesson for today. So we're going to start off kind of slowly. Actually, I do want to have a warm-up today because I want us to, of course, well, do a little bit of speaking and get our tongues loose. So I want to start off today with some tongue twisters. And actually, I'm going to focus only on one tongue twister today, and this might be new for some of you, or maybe we did this before. Let's take a look at today's tongue twister. It is, ooh, I like this. I wish to wish to wish you wish to wish. Wow. So let's say it's together. 1, 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish to wish you wish to wish. Oh, okay. Let's say it together. 1, 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish to wish you wish to wish. Can we say it faster? You can say it faster, right? So 1, 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish to wish to wish to wish. And even faster and faster. 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish to wish to wish to wish. That was good. I wish to wish to wish to wish.
책을 갖고 와야지.
Yes, I think so. But let's see. In our class, I forgot. This class, we have a rapper. Who's the rapper in our class?
가서 가지고.
Number 1. Where's number 1? Whoa! Look at that rapper. That's so good. I'm sure she has a beautiful voice. And let's give her a nice big round of applause. So she's wonderful. She's a great singer and a great rapper, and she's going to do it 3 times. 3 times, you guys. So why don't you stand up for us? See how tall, and wonderful, and pretty, amazing you are. You can do it. Ready? You can do it, everyone. Let's give her one last big round of applause, guys. Only 3 times. Only 3 times. Are you ready? Everybody, I wish. It's okay, we can do it slowly. And 3, 2, 1. Perfect! So nice big round of applause. Very good. Now we need one student to do it 5 times. Ooh, 5 times. But this time we're going to have a random rapper. Our random rapper will be chosen by this very wonderful, handsome, amazing, incredible, fantastic.
No.
And we have. Where are you, 23? Oh, here.
약 먹고 왔어?
Excellent, 23. You can please stand. Let's do a nice big. We can stand up so we see how tall you are. Let's see how tall. You can do it. Would you like a friend? Would you like to do it with a friend? Okay, perfect. All right, so you please stand up again. All right, so let's see how fast they can do it. Ready, boys? No. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, go. 왜? Ready? 샤워.
아, wish to wish 누가 이겨?
Wish you, wish you.
아, wish to wish.
No, wish you. No, wish you, wish to wish.
아, wish to wish.
Wow, you guys did a great job. Let's give a nice day. Round of applause. That was really good. But we're going to finish off with one last student. And they will do it 7 times. So who feels lucky to be? Hey, I saw this hand right here. Sorry. Hold on. Let's see. No. 13. You guys looking at 13? Is there another 13? Oh, 13. Awesome, 13. Yeah, you're so lucky. And I think you can have a friend go with you too. Who would you like? Would you like one of these? Oh, you know, right here. Awesome. All right, guys. Yeah, stand up. Yeah. Tall, one for you. So amazing. So guys. All right. Together, right? Good luck. Wish. Very good. That's practice. All right, ready? And 3, 2, 1, start. Okay, and how about just one more time? Wow, you guys, he did an excellent job. Let's have a nice day. But I didn't hear your voice. Or maybe it was just too quiet. Great job. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move on, you guys. I love hearing you guys speak. You guys are great, but we have things to talk about today. All right, great job. Oh, I forgot. Those of you who did some speaking, you guys get a little treat. So here's for you.
Okay.
Oh, one for your friend.
No.
And we have here, one for you, one for your friend.
Oh yeah.
And who else was another rapper? The rapper.
Me.
Me.
Oh, right here.
Yes, of course. Where are you here? Great job. Okay, so as you guys know, your exam is next week. So let's go ahead and let's finish off with lesson 6. And of course, the title of lesson 6 is Words of Wisdom. That's right, Words of Wisdom. So let's talk about this. This will be important for the exam. So for listening talk 1, we have a function or something new we're going to be talking about. And it is this right here. It's simply, well, what does this say, everyone? Don't worry about something, right? Don't worry about it, basically, right? And of course, that will change depending on context. But let's talk about it. We have, of course, don't worry about. Let's talk about the underlined word. Let's talk about worry. And let's see. If you worry, well, that's to be what? To be, what are some words similar to worry? Oh, very good. I like that. Ooh, that was really good. So I'm going to start off with this one right here, which is to be anxious. And I really like the word that she said too, which was to be concerned, right? To be concerned. So if you're concerned, right, you're worried about something. So to be concerned, you're worried about something. And if you're anxious or concerned, are you nervous? Yeah, you might be nervous, right? So how about this one? To be nervous. Nervous. And if we have a worry, if we are nervous, concerned, or anxious, do we feel, well, relaxed or troubled? Troubled, right? So we have some type of trouble. So we are troubled. So we are troubled. And also, a very common, if you're worrying about something, you might feel a little stressed, right? So to be stressed. So to worry about something is to be anxious, to be concerned, to be nervous, to be troubled, or to be stressed about something. And you might want to write these down. You might see these again someday. Just remember this, to make this kind of easy. If you worry about something, do you feel good or feel bad? Probably feel a little bad. So if you think about feeling anxious, troubled, stressed, nervous, concerned, usually that's not a good feeling. Usually that's bad. But let's go ahead and let's see here. So when do we use don't worry about? Well, let's take a look. It says we use this when we are trying to make someone feel less anxious or concerned, right? The words we just talked about. Feel less anxious or concerned. Or less worried, right? Less worried about something. Less anxious or concerned. So let's look at some examples and let's try to figure out what's making these people anxious or concerned or worried. Let's see. So for our practice again, I think I will go ahead and do this. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm worried about the exams. Well, what would you tell me? You tried to make me feel less anxious or less concerned. So you're going to say don't
worry about things.
Perfect. So very good. So don't worry about it, right? And you studied hard, and you're so smart. Oh, thank you guys. It's so nice of you. Yeah, I studied so hard. But let's talk about it now. What is it referring to? What is it talking about? It equals what the person is anxious or concerned about. So back in our previous sentence, what was I anxious or concerned about? The exams, right? Doing well on my exams. The exams. So I'm worried about the exams. How about here? Oh no, everyone. I made too many mistakes during my performance. Well, what would you say to me? You were. Oh, really? Oh, thank you guys. It's so nice of you guys to tell me. And let's see. So again, let's think about it. So what is making the person anxious or concerned? Perfect. Making mistakes. Making too many mistakes. I know for a performance, do we like making mistakes? No, that might make us feel stressed or nervous. Okay, next one. Let's see here. Oh no, everyone, I have nothing to wear for my date tonight. Oh. Has this ever happened to you where you have nothing to wear? Yeah, of course, right? So how about you guys can tell me this? Oh, really? Oh, well, thank you guys for letting me borrow your dress, but I'm so sorry, I don't wear dresses, but thank you guys for letting me borrow your dress. And back to, what is the person anxious or concerned about? Well, what? Very good. Well, in this case, having nothing to wear. That's what they're worried about, having nothing to wear. And let's see here. Oh no, I can't find my way to the subway station, so everyone? Oh, really? That's so nice of you guys. You guys, well, made me feel less anxious or concerned. So let's see here. What was I anxious or concerned about? Perfect. Can't find my way. In this case, well, to the subway. Nice, you guys. Oh no, let's take a look. Juno, where's So Juno, can you read this for? Well, let's help about it. Well, let's make them feel better. So everyone, 3, 2, 1. Don't worry about it. You're so smart and kind. Everyone understands. And this is true, right? We all like him, right? That's a yes, because yes, we all like you. You're a great student. Okay, but in this case, if I ask you guys, what is he anxious or concerned about? Well, what would you answer? That she. Yeah, that she doesn't like him. Oh, well, don't worry. Everyone likes you. And by the way, this person that you like, are they in this classroom? No, not in this classroom. I'm so sorry. So sorry, not in this classroom. All right, guys, now the important part. I know we're moving a little slowly, but let's write these down. More ways for us to say, don't worry about it, or don't worry about something. Don't forget that if we use it is what the person is anxious or concerned about. So let's see what we're anxious or concerned about and how we can feel less anxious. Well, don't let it bother you, right? Don't let it bother you. Don't let making mistakes bother you. Okay? So don't let it bother you. Don't let the exams bother you. You'll do just fine. And for number 2, don't think twice about it, right? Don't think twice about the exams. You'll do just fine. Don't think twice about, well, having nothing to wear for your date. Yeah, so if you can write this up, probably on page 106. Yeah. You can write it down where you have some open space. Maybe like right here, or yeah, probably right here. Okay, and number 3, we have, oh, this one's interesting. It says, well, what does it say, everyone? Don't sweat over it, because if you're nervous, if you're anxious, if you're concerned, well, you might sweat, right? You might sweat. So we say, and this is something you might hear a lot of native speakers say, don't sweat over it. And it just means, don't worry. Alright, you guys, so that's it. Only those 3 other ways to say, but make sure you have these written down. It'll be important for your exam. And because I do love to hear you guys speak, let's say it together once, starting with number 1. 3, 2, 1. Don't let it bother you. Don't think twice about it. Don't sweat over it. Don't sweat over it.
필요한 거 다 적으세요. 시험범위에 다 들어가는 거야.
Alright, looks like everyone has one more. Let's wait a little bit longer. Alright, excellent. Looks like we are ready to move on, so let's move on. Move on to page 106. If you're not already there, let's go ahead and let's see what we have to do today. So we have our 2 friends. They're having a conversation. And it looks like she is worried. What is she worried about, everyone? Going to high school. And of course, he wants to make her feel less anxious or concerned. So he says, well, don't worry about it. It'll be a great blank to get to know new people. But how about for you, high school? Are you excited or nervous about going to high school? Maybe a little nervous, right? Maybe a little anxious. Maybe a little excited, but also a little nervous because we don't know what to expect. But let's go ahead. Let's see what our missing word is here. And 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Clara, you look worried. wrong?
I'm so worried about going to high school.
Don't worry about it, Clara. It'll be a great chance to get to know new people.
Well, maybe you're right. I feel much better about it now. Thanks, Brandon.
Alright, so looks like we now know his name. We have Brandon. And he says, don't worry about it. And what does he say to her to help her stay relaxed? Don't worry about it.
It'll be a great chance.
Great chance to get to know new people. And I promise you guys will get to meet many, many new people in high school. So it'll be a lot of fun. So we have a chance. Let's go ahead and let's move on to part A. Alright, so let's go ahead and figure out what is the man worried about. It looks like we have a couple different things. It could either be the, what does it say, everyone? Bookworm competition. Interesting. And if you're a bookworm, what do you like to do?
Read.
You like to? Read. Perfect. And in our classroom, do we have any bookworms who loves to read? Oh, fantastic. Whoa. Wow. And is this reading like books, like novels? Or reading like webtoons? Something like that. But I know for us, I love to read books. I used to like reading books a lot too. But we also have this, an English speaking competition. Ooh. And how about in our classroom? Who loves to speak English? Yeah, very good. And she's great. I know that was fantastic. She was great with our tongue twisters. All right, guys. So good luck. And also, oh, I forgot. Number 2. Here we have a dog. Oh no, this dog looks like it is sick, right? It's a sick dog. Looks like he is not feeling well. And this dog looks a little hungry. So let's see what the man is worried about. So good luck, you guys. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Number 1.
James, why are you still up? It's 11 o'clock.
I can't sleep because I'm worried about the bookworm competition tomorrow.
You've read all of the books on the list. What do you have to worry about?
Some of the writers' names are confusing, so I'm worried that I might not remember them.
Don't worry about something that hasn't happened yet. You'll do fine.
Thanks. I'll try not to worry so much. Number 2. Sujin, what are you doing this weekend?
Nothing special. Why?
I have to go to Busan for a family trip tomorrow, but I can't find anyone to feed my dog Lucy.
Don't worry about Lucy. I'll take care of her.
Oh, thank you so much. I was so worried.
I'll take her for a walk in the park, too. The weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow.
All right, so let's first talk about number 1. And what is the man worried about? Perfect, the bookworm competition. But why is he worried about the competition? What about the competition?
He needs to lift the rising.
Yeah, you're right. He needs to remember the author or the writer's names, right? So that might be hard for him to remember. And so we're going to go up and check mark bookworm competition. And how about for number 2? What is the man worried about?
Lucy being hungry.
Very good. So I like that. So he's worried about Lucy, and he's worried about, well, the fact that she's hungry. And if you're hungry, what do you need? You need someone to feed you. Yes, that's right. Okay, you're not a dog, I promise. In this case, to someone to feed you, right? So he's worried about feeding his dog, Lucy. Feeding his dog, Lucy. All right, so let's move on to part B. All right, so I like this one. I mean, it looks like we have a father and a daughter, and she's going to be worried or feeling concerned or anxious about something. And let's go ahead and let's choose the correct picture, and also try to listen for these 2 missing words. Again, it's what she's worried about. Good luck. Here we go.
Jane, you look worried. What's the matter?
I got a big part in the school musical.
I heard you sing. You sound great.
It's just that I keep making mistakes. I'm so worried.
No, you just need a little more practice. Don't worry about making mistakes. You can actually learn from them.
Thanks, Dad. I hope I do a good job.
You'll do great.
So for this one, did you catch which picture is correct? The top or bottom? Bottom. But how do you know the bottom? Why is the bottom the correct answer? Yeah, so in this case, this is the correct answer, but did they mention anything about singing? So not necessarily, but they did say a concert and a performance, right? So I guess in this case, it will be the bottom, but I think it's not very clear. But it is the bottom. And he says, don't worry about what, you guys? Making mistakes. Perfect, making mistakes. And you can actually learn from them. All right, so we have our answers, making mistakes, and our check mark here. For part C, we will not do this in class, but if you would like some great practice, you can do part C on your own for practice. But for now, since we're running out of time, I have to go back and let's talk about listen and talk number 2. If you like, you can actually turn your page to 108. 108. Alright, and before we do our book exercise, let's go ahead and let's talk about our new function. It's one I really like, and it's actually a question. What does it say, everyone? What would you do if, right? What would you do if?
You had $1 million.
Perfect. Or how can you make a sentence with this picture here? What would you do if you could fly? You could fly. Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about this. And when do we use what would you do if? Well, we use it when we want to know what someone would do in a...
No.
Oh, what is this? Very good. Tough. Tough. Or imaginary situation. Tough or imaginary situation. But the word tough. Let's say it together. 1, 3, 2, 1. Tough. So the word tough, well, what do you guys think? If something is tough, like for example, that exam was so tough. Was it hard or easy? Hard. It was probably hard, right? So in this case, we could say tough equals difficult or hard. Yeah, difficult or hard. And imaginary. If something is imaginary, is it real or not real? It's not real. So we could say it's unreal or fictional. And if you read books, well, a non-fiction book, is that real or fake? That is real. And a fiction book would be fake, right? Or not real or unreal. But let's think about imaginary. If something is imaginary, where does it come from?
Our thoughts.
Perfect, right? It comes from your brain, your mind, your thoughts, your creativity. You're creating it with your mind. Okay, speaking of imaginary or fake situations, let's take a look here. So let me ask you this question, everyone. What would you do if you had a magic carpet? Well, what would you do? Yeah, you can write it, you can fly it. So I would say this. Well, I would never walk, and I would always fly to wherever I want. I could fly to school. Yeah. Avoid traffic. You would never get tired. You could fly from class to class. Nice, that'd be good, right? I think that'd be kind of cool. Next one. Oh no. Well, what does it look? It looks like he is stranded or lost, right? Very good. So what would you do if you got lost in a foreign country? What would you do? Would you call your best friend? Ask for help? Oh, good. Enjoy the trip. You could say that too. But how about this? I would call my mother and ask for help. Would you call your mother and ask for help? Or maybe you would not want to tell your mother that you got lost or that you're in a foreign country. Next one. And what do we call this blue man? Genie. That's right, a genie. So what would you do if you had a magic genie? What would you do?
Make a wish.
Perfect. You make a wish. Let's say they gave you 3 wishes. Well, what was the first thing you would wish? Money. You wish for more wishes. That's good too. I would say most people would probably say, well, I would wish for money, right? All the money in the world. And how about this one here? Does anyone know the name of this movie?
Back to the Future.
Very good. Back to the Future. And this car is actually what? A time
Machine.
machine. That's right. So what would you do if you had a time machine? Would you travel to the past or the future? Well, I think for me, I might travel to the past. And if you could travel to the past and meet someone, well, that's no longer alive, maybe you meet someone like Michael Jackson. Ooh, travel to the past and meet Michael Jackson. Alright guys, so anyway, your answer will be different for everyone, right? So let's go ahead though and take a look at more ways to ask our question. Well, of course, our first one is, what would you do if you had $1 million? What would you do if you had a genie? Something like that. But, of course, we talked about imaginary. So, let's imagine. Imagine that. Imagine that you had $1 million. Well, I need to ask you a question, right? What would you do? If you notice here, our first other way to say our function is actually 2 sentences. 2 sentences. See? Here, and our question is the second sentence. So imagine that you had a genie. Imagine that you had a time machine. What would you do? And number 2, let's take a look. If our situation, what would you do? And of course, our situation is, you had $1 million. If you had $1 million, what would you do? And if you notice here, all of these have the same question. What would you do? What would you do? So an easy way to remember these is simply imagine that and if. Right? Imagine that. If. And we do have one more, you guys, but I'm going to wait for the other students to write these down. And while we're waiting for the other students, let me ask the students who are done. Well, let me ask you this. What would you do if you had $1 million? You'd buy something, a Lamborghini. Would you buy a Benz? Nice. Would you buy
Apple pie.
apple pie? That's an expensive apple pie. Would you donate? Wow. He would donate his money. He would give his money away. Wow, that's so nice. Of course, I love these situations. There's so many interesting situations. Okay, guys, I have to move on. We're almost out of time now. So number 3. So we had. Let's say that, right? And of course, we're going to use our example. You had $1 million, and our question. What would you do?
What would you do if you had $1 million?
That's a great question. What would I do? Oh goodness. I think I would probably save the money for retirement, so I can have something to retire someday. All right, we're good, you guys. Let's go ahead, and now we need to finish up our textbook. So let's go and make sure we're on page 108. And you guys are doing great. Let's go ahead and let's finish up the chart. All right, looks like we have our two friends. They're back together again, and we have a new. It's our same question. What would you do if you had $1 million? Well, he has his own answer, and it will be his own unique answer. He says, I would buy every console, every game, every thing. Everything in the world. Maybe. Well, let's see if you are correct. Good luck, you guys. Let's listen together.
This book is interesting. Have you read it?
No, not yet. What is it about?
It's about a man who suddenly became very rich. What would you do if you had $1 million?
I would buy every game in the world.
Gee, it is so like you.
And of course, what would he buy, everyone? Every game in the world. Well, I guess he really loves game, but I don't think he has enough time to play all the games in the world. All right, let's go to part A. Good luck, you guys. And let's see. What does the woman imagine? Let's listen to 1 and 2. Good luck. Here we go.
Number 1. Caroline, have you read the book Tuck Everlasting?
Yeah, it is about a family that drank magical water and lived forever, right?
Right. What would you do if you could live forever?
Well, I would live in different cities all around the world.
Really? I would collect interesting items and make a museum.
Cool.
Number 2.
Jason, what are you reading?
I'm reading a book called 3 Wishes.
Oh, I've heard about it. A genie makes a boy's wishes come true, right?
Yeah. What would you do if you could make one wish?
I would make the genie stay with me forever. Then I could make all my wishes come true.
That's smart.
All right, so we know for this one, the woman imagines that she can live forever. And what was she say? If she could live forever, what would she do? She would live in every city, right, around the world. That sounds pretty interesting. So we're going to put a check mark with the world and the woman all around the world. And for number 2, well, what would she wish for? Yeah, the genie would stay with her forever, and she could have as many wishes as she wants. All right, let's finish off with part B, and then we'll be done for today. You guys are doing a great job. Let's finish this off. Okay, so it looks like we have something, the time traveler's wife. Have you heard about this? It's actually, I believe, a book and also a movie. And you could probably guess this movie, A Time Traveler's Wife. What is it about? What do you think it's about? Time travel. Very good. About time travel. So what would you do if you could?
Time travel.
Maybe, right? And we're going to have 2 things that we would do if we could time travel. So good luck, you guys. Let's listen. Here we go.
What are you doing, Jinho?
I'm writing a review of the movie The Time Traveler's Wife.
I saw that movie too. It's one of my favorite romantic movies.
I loved it too. Emily, what would you do if you could time travel?
I would travel to the 1940s and prevent World War II. How about you?
I would go to the Joseon Dynasty and meet King Sejong. I'm a big fan of it.
Alright, so we have our functions. What would you do if you could? Time travel. Well, he has two things. He would prevent, right? So he would keep it or stop World War II from happening. And lastly, I would meet King Sejong. Alright, you guys, so we're going to stop there for today. Don't forget, part C is great for practice, so if you have time, I would go over part C. Go home, I wish we could go home, but we can't go home yet. But for now, we can go for our break. So let's make sure everything's in Let's stand up.
아무것도 없게 하고 가세요.
근데 왜 이렇게 많아?
돈 많았어요.
But we have to finish lesson 6, right? So it's very, very important that we do that today. But let's see here. Oh, we have 30 seconds left of morning. So good morning, students.
Good morning, Mr. Perry.
Thank you, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into our class. And actually, today is going to be a little different. I do want to do a little warm up today because I want to make sure we get our mouths moving. So let's take a look at, how about a tongue twister? So today we'll just do one tongue twister. And our tongue twister will be this right here. Pretty easy. Yeah, so I'll read it to you guys. Says, I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. Oh! Well, let's say it together. 1, 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. One more time, slowly. Okay, 1, 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. Ooh. Can we go a little faster? 1, 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. A little faster. 1, 3, 2, 1. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. It's hard to do, but that's only because we have a lot of wishes. Wish, wish, wish. But we need some students, and of course, let's see here. I think we need some lucky students, and we need one lucky student to do it. To read.
Can I move seat to there?
Oh, okay. Can you not see well?
Yeah.
Okay, if you can't see well, come on up. Yeah, come. Sure. Is it better?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yes, that's fine.
I can see clearly.
See clearly. Yes, and that's a good point. So, if anyone can't see well, let me know, and we can move you. Some students have a hard time seeing the board clearly. But let's see here. We need a lucky student. Who's lucky today? Who's lucky? Oh, lucky. All right. So, Mr. Lucky, if you can put your hand in. We have lucky number. 3. Where is student number 3? Everyone? No. No? No? 3? Oh, no. Maybe Mr. Lucky. And lucky number 20.
No.
You're lucky, right? Let's see if he's on this one. Okay.
없는 애들 다 뽑아.
No 14. Are you serious? Alright, this one for sure. This one for sure. Eight, yes. So number 8, let's give her a nice big round of applause. And she's going to stand up for us to show how tall and wonderful and amazing she is. And she's going to say this 3 times as fast as she can. And nice and loudly so everyone can hear. Are you ready? And 3, 2, 1, start.
I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. I wish to wish the wish.
Alright, so you pass that down. That'd be so awesome. Okay, so we did it 3 times. We need now a lucky student to do it. 5 times. 5 times. 5 as fast as they can. So we'll go to this handsome student right here. Yeah, very handsome. Here, reach in. And also known as 26. Where's 26? Oh, fantastic. 26. If you can stand up for us, we see how tall and amazing and handsome. Yeah, very handsome. Alright, so you got 5 times, and let's see how fast he can do it. Are you ready? Okay, good luck, and start.
I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. I wish you to wish the wish you wish to wish.
Whoa! That was very good. Have a nice day. Alright, let's see my bag if I have candy. I do. This is for you. Okay, great job. But you guys, we need to challenge one last student to do it. 7 times. Ooh, which lucky student will be able to do it 7 times? Let's see here. Who feels lucky?
네.
15. Where's lucky student number 15?
그럼 맞는 걸 하시나요?
Here.
선생님이 자기한테 맡기고
I can help you. We'll do it together. We'll do it together. I know 7 times is a lot, but you can do it. So good luck. And 3, 2, 1.
네.
I'll do it one more last time. Wow, you guys did a great job. Let's give her a nice bit. Very nice, very nice. And of course, one of these days I will see who the fastest person is, but for now, you guys are just practicing. You guys are still doing a great job. Okay, so I just wanted to get our mouths moving and get us warmed up a little bit because we have a lot to do today. And we're going to start off with, of course, listen and talk 1. And then we're also going to do listen and talk 2 of lesson 6, words of wisdom. So let's hang in there, let's do this together and get it done because it's important for your exams. So let's take a look at listen and talk 1 of words of wisdom. And if you want, you can actually turn your books, if you like, to page 106. 106. So 106. Yeah, that'll get you there. But let's go ahead and let's talk about our function first before we get into your book. Alright, so for function 1, oh, I like this one. So it's all about worry, and what does this say, everyone?
Don't worry about it.
I like that. So don't worry about something, right? So basically don't worry about it, right? And it can be anything. Let's go ahead and let's talk about it, and let's talk about our function. So we have don't worry about, of course we have the word worry. And I know sometimes we all worry. Do you worry sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think worry is a very common feeling, right? Remember last year I think we talked a lot about feelings. But let's talk about some words or phrases that are kind of similar to worry. If you worry, it's kind of like to be, how about this? What does it say, everyone?
Anxious.
Anxious, right? To be anxious. And if you're anxious, well, we could see that you're a little bit afraid. Absolutely, you can see you're afraid. That's really good. Or how about this word here? What does it say? Concerned. To worry, to be anxious, concerned. And if you're concerned or anxious, you might be a little bit scared. And if you're scared, you might be a little nervous. That's right. Really nice, you guys. So to be nervous and anxious, concerned, nervous. Oh, this might be new for some of you guys. We have troubled. Yeah, so if you're feeling troubled, you're feeling some worry, some anxiousness. Also, you might be a little stressed. I know it's really hard to see. It's way down here, but it says stress. So we have anxious, concerned, nervous, troubled, stressed. All of these are a little bit about worry. Kind of similar, not the same, but it gives us an idea of how we're using worry in our sentence. But of course, I want us to make sure that we're speaking, you guys. Let's say this together. And let's say just the yellow, everyone. So 3, 2, 1. Anxious, concerned, nervous, troubled, stressed. And how about right now? Do you feel anxious?
No.
Concerned?
No.
Nervous? Troubled?
No.
Stressed?
No.
Yes.
Maybe you have a little bit of worry about your exam, but don't worry. I know you guys were very, very great in class. Okay, so now that we talked about those, let's go ahead and let's move on. So don't worry about when do we use this. Well, you probably know when we use this. We use this when we want to make someone feel, well, more anxious or less anxious? Less anxious or less concerned about something. Basically, we want someone to relax, right? Or calm down. Because when you're stressed, when you're worried, you don't feel good. So we want someone to help you to feel less anxious or concerned. All right, so let's see over here if we can make some people feel less anxious or concerned. And let's see, let's have some students. I'm going to choose a student. How about, go back to Mr. Hanson right here. So he will go ahead and read this for the class. That's not true. I'm worried about the exams. Oh, okay, everyone. Well, he's nervous, right? He's worried about the exams. He's a little concerned. Oh, he does. I'm sure he does. But now we need to make him feel better, right? So everyone, let's say this together. Everyone, 3, 2, 1.
Don't worry about it. You study hard and you're so smart.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, of course, right? We want him to relax. But let's take a look here. We have the word it. And now, I'm going to ask you, what is it referring to? A hint, what the person is anxious or concerned about. So if I ask you this question, what is the person anxious or concerned about? Well, how would you answer that? It. And what is it?
Exam.
The exam, right? He's worried about his exams. He's worried about getting good grades on the exams. And of course, he will get great grades. Okay, we need another student. How about someone wonderful? How about right here? Yeah. Okay, so we'll get next one. And we'll go, go.
I made you
Oh, you will be next.
I made so many mistakes in my homework.
Oh, okay. Well, in this case, let's help her, everyone. Let's say this together. 1, 3, 2, 1.
Don't worry about it. You are so beautiful and so is your voice.
Your voice. Wow, you're very, very nice. And does that make you feel better? Yeah, it makes her feel better. So let's go ahead and see here. What was she anxious or concerned about?
Making mistakes.
Perfect. In this case, making way too many mistakes, but she's wonderful and she has a beautiful voice. And have you heard her sing?
Yeah. No.
You never heard her
Sing now.
Yes, she's a great singer. Would you like to sing for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, here goes. What's your favorite song? It's okay. How about next time? Next time you can sing for us. So she's going to practice for us so she doesn't make any mistakes. That was good then, next time. All right, guys, so we need another student. Let's see here. Someone wonderful, someone amazing. How about right here? Yes, yes. All right, so let's go ahead and. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Tonight. Oh, excellent. And let's hear. If you don't mind me asking, who is your best friend in the class? Best friend.
Mr. Petty.
Friendless.
I'm gonna give you a best friend today. Your best friend is. Let's see here.
아 그렇게 생각 안 해.
Do you have your best friend? Is he your best friend? Congratulations on your best friend right here. He's your best friend today. Let's give a little. And best friend, you're gonna help him, okay? So 3, 2.
어? 잠깐만.
Let
You
borrow.
bro why you today?
Oh, wow! Good, nice thing. That sounds very nice. I guess I should have picked a girl, but that's okay. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and see what else we have. So again, if I ask you the question, what is the person anxious or concerned about? Having
No. Nothing to wear.
right. In this case, they have nothing to wear. So his friend, his best friend, lets him borrow his dress. Right, his dress. All right. So let's see here. Another student. How about someone right here? Oh, right here. Yeah, I like this one. So if you can play this for me.
I can't find my
Perfect. And everyone, let's all drive on 3, 2, 1.
Don't worry about it. I can help you find your way.
How nice! But that brings us back to our question. What is she anxious or concerned about?
She didn't know where's the station.
Yeah, exactly. She can't find her way to the subway station. So she's lost, right? So she needs some help. So she's a little worried or concerned about that. And let's see, do I have one more? Oh! So let's see here. I think we're going to choose a student for this one. And, oh, that's wrong. Back. Let's see here. How about I go right here? He can help me. We have lucky student number. Oh, 15 again. Do we already have 15? Okay, 15. We're going to choose a different one because we need another student. And we have lucky number. Thank you. Lucky number 20. Where's 20?
20 where? Jomo?
Jomo. Okay, excellent. All right, Jomo, you're going to help us out. And 3, 2, 1. Oh. So here it says, I'm worried that she doesn't like me. Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay, well guys, let's go ahead. Let's make him feel a little better. And 3, 2, 1.
Don't worry about it. You're smart and kind. Everyone likes you.
Good job, you guys. And of course, but of course, he knows that everyone likes him. Which brings us back to our question: what is the person anxious or concerned about? What is he concerned about? That the girl likes him or doesn't like him?
Doesn't like me.
Yeah, doesn't like him. So he's worried that the girl doesn't like him. Oh, but he likes the girl. Okay, which brings us to this, guys. The important part, please write these down. More ways for us to say, don't worry about it. And don't forget, it is what the person is anxious or concerned about. So number 1, let's take a look. And it says, don't let it bother you. Don't let it bother you. So you're going to want to write this down. Yeah, write it down. Yeah, so this is our function here. Don't worry about it. And another way, a different way to say it is simply, don't let it bother you. Don't let the exams bother you. Don't let making too many mistakes bother you. Yeah, I know. It's hard. A lot of things can bother you. And number 2, let's take a look. Ooh, I like this one. Don't think twice about it. Don't think twice about the thing that's making you like. Twice. Exactly, like twice. Because if we think a lot about something, well, we can become nervous. So don't think about it. Don't think twice about it. And number 3 is one I like. I think it's kind of interesting. We have, don't, what word is this? Sweat. Sweat over it. Because if you're nervous, if you're anxious, sometimes you might sweat, right? Sweat, water. Yeah, water comes over your face. We have sweat, right? We're sweating. So in this case, our expression is don't sweat over it. It's not worth it, right? Don't sweat over it. You'll be fine. Don't sweat over it. You'll do great on the exam. Well, let's be nice, guys. Let's be nice. And let's go ahead and let's move on. So does everyone have it written down? We're good? Good, excellent. Excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure you're on page 106 because we have some book work to do. All right, everyone, so on page 106, as you can see, we have our 2 friends. I believe her name is Clara, and his name is Brandon. And we'll see here, well, first off, if we look here and we read this, it says that she's worried about something. What is she worried about?
I'm so worried about going to high school.
Going to high school. And next year, where are you going?
High school.
High school. Are you guys excited? Are you worried?
Yeah.
A little bit? Well, I think it should be exciting because we'll meet new people, maybe make new friends. So I think high school is going to be great for you. So I would tell you, if you were worried, simply don't worry about it. It'll be a great blank to get to know new people. Let's listen for the missing word. Good luck. Here we go.
Hey, Clara, you look worried. What's wrong?
I'm so worried about going to high school.
Don't worry about it, Clara. It'll be a great chance to get to know new people.
Well, maybe you're right. I feel much better about it now. Thanks, Brandon.
All right, guys, so what's our missing word? So the C sounds like chance, right? Chance is similar to opportunity. So it'll be a great opportunity to get to know new people. Chance. All right. So let's go ahead and let's do part A. But before we move on, I need your help. You guys can tell me, right? So we have 2 posters. What does the first poster say?
Bookworm competition.
A bookworm competition. And let's see, do we have any bookworms in our class? Yeah. A bookworm, excellent, right? And if you're a bookworm, bookworm.
Yeah, I never get so broke.
Nice. Well, in this case, if we are a bookworm, do we like to read or don't like to read? We like to read. You love to read. So, what was the last book you read?
The old
The Old Man in the Sea. Wow, that's very cool. And you said you love to read? Whoa, really? Great books, you guys. Wow, these guys are really great readers. I like that. And if you look at the other poster, what does this say, everyone?
English speaking.
Yes, English speaking competition. And in our class, who loves to speak English? Yeah. Okay, excellent. All right, good one. Yeah, of course. I think we all like to speak English sometimes, right? It can be fun. And a speaking competition is a great way to challenge yourself. But let's take a look at number 2. We have 2 dogs. Oh no, this dog looks like he's feeling sick. How about this guy? He's feeling
Hungry.
All right, so let's see what the man is worried about. Take a good look, you guys. Let's listen. Use the correct picture. Here we go.
Number 1.
James, why are you still up? It's 11 o'clock.
I can't sleep because I'm worried about the bookworm competition tomorrow.
You've read all of the books on the list. What do you have to worry about?
Some of the writers' names are confusing, so I'm worried that I might not remember them.
Don't worry about something that hasn't happened yet. You'll do fine.
Thanks. I'll try not to worry so much. Number 2. Sujin, What are you doing this weekend?
Nothing special. Why?
I have to go to Busan for a family trip tomorrow, but I can't find anyone to feed my dog Lucy.
Don't worry about Lucy. I'll take care of her.
Oh, thank you so much. I was so worried.
I'll take her for a walk in the park, too. The weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow.
All right, so let's start with number 2. So why is the man worried for number 2?
Because
He's worried about,
Lucy.
for number 2, he's worried about Lucy. And he's worried about, well, what with Lucy? He's worried about feeding.
No one to feed Lucy.
Feeding, oh yeah, feeding Lucy. Yeah, well, oh, you're not Lucy, but yeah, feeding, exactly. That was cute. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at number 1. And number 1, of course, he's worried about the.
Bookworm competition.
And what is he worried about with the bookworm competition? He's worried about forgetting.
The writer's
Exactly, the author or writer's names. For example, the Book of Pi. We have our bookworm here, right?
Yeah.
Or the Life of Pi. Life of Pi. Who is the author? Who's that?
영근이 영식.
작가 누구였지?
안 읽었지?
I don't. It's okay. It's okay. So he will remember and he'll tell us later. But of course, in this case, he's worried about the bookworm competition. So we have bookworm competition and feeling hungry. So make sure you put the correct check mark. And let's move on to part B. We're moving a little slowly, so I'm going to try moving a little faster. Here we're going to have, of course. Oh, so we're going to see why she is worried, right? We're going to choose one of the pictures. And here we have 2 missing words about what she is worried about. So good luck. Here we go.
Jane, you look worried. What's the matter?
I got a big part in the school musical.
I heard you singing. You sound great.
It's just that I keep making mistakes. I'm so worried.
Oh, you just need a little more practice. Don't worry about making mistakes. You can actually learn from them.
Thanks, Dad. I hope I do a good job.
You'll do great.
All right, so he sounds like a very nice dad. I like this dad. But in this case, for the performance, is she going to play an instrument or sing?
Sing.
Yeah, she's going to be singing, right? And her father says, don't worry about what?
Making mistakes.
Making mistakes, right? Because we all make mistakes, and as he says, we can learn from our mistakes. For example, when you're practicing, studying for your exams, do you make mistakes? Yes, sometimes, right? But we can study and, of course, not make those mistakes again. All right, guys, so I think we're going to skip part C. Part C is fantastic. It's great practice for you if you have time. I recommend that you do this on your own. But for now, we need to jump into listen and talk to. So let's talk about this function, and we're going to be moving pretty fast since we're running out of time. But I do like this function a lot, and it's actually a question. What does this say, everyone? What would you do if,
You can fly.
perfect. Here we have a hypothetical situation. For example, let's try to make a sentence using this picture here. What would you do if you could
Fly.
fly? Yeah. Well, would you like to fly? Yeah, it'd be fun to fly, right? Well, maybe not like this, but it'd be fun to fly like a superhero. But let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So when do we use what would you do it? Well, it is used when you want to know what someone would do in a, well, what word is this?
Tough.
Very good. Tough. Tough is an interesting word, or imaginary situation. So tough. Imaginary. What does it mean when something is tough? There are different meanings for tough, but the one I'm looking for is like this. For example, that math test was so tough.
That's so hard.
Perfect. In this case, it was hard or difficult. Hard or difficult. And if something is imaginary, is it real or not real?
Not real.
It's not real, it's fake, right? Or in other words, it's unreal. So unreal or, oh, I like this.
Fiction.
Fictional. You might know a lot of books, right? Books are sometimes fiction or non-fiction. And if something is fiction, is it real or not real?
Not real.
And non-fiction?
Real. Yeah.
It's real. But what type of books do you like? Do you like non-fiction or fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction. All right, let me ask you this. Is Harry Potter non-fiction or fiction?
Fiction.
Oh. Hey, is this real? Maybe it is real, but I'm pretty sure that it's fiction. I'm sorry to tell you guys all. All right, let's go ahead. Let's practice. We're gonna move very fast. So for this one, we have Homer Simpson
Aladdin.
and Aladdin. What is he flying on? He's flying on
Magic carpet.
Nice, you guys. So what would you do if you had a magic carpet? Would you fly?
And yeah, of course.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, you fly all around the world. Would you fly from your house to school?
Oh yeah.
That would be nice. Oh, I wish I could fly, my goodness. Okay, so this case, I would never walk and always fly to wherever I want. How about this guy? Oh no. Well, he looks like he might be. Yeah, looks uncomfortable to right. And he's lost, you guys. He's lost. And he's lost in a foreign country. So what would you do if you got lost in a foreign country?
Homeless.
Maybe homeless. Homeless.
동양.
Oh,
Give me some money.
Oh, you beg for money, ask for money. That's one way. Or who would you call if you called someone?
Oh, my mom.
Your mother. I would say mother. I would say yes. I would call my mother and ask for help, right?
Mama's boy.
Mama's boy. Someone's mom. Okay. But let's go back to this, you guys. Focus on this. And now we have, of course, a lamp. And if you broke the lamp, what happens? Genie. You get a genie. That's what a genie is. So what would you do if you had a magic genie?
Oh, I wish.
Get more wishes and like that. That's cool. So I would wish for others. A lot of people would wish for money. Would you wish for money? I like that. I wish to wish. But in this case, that's too many wishes. But who would ask for money?
Oh.
Would you ask for more wishes?
Yeah.
Yes. More you would ask for.
$1 million.
$1 million. That's not too bad. That's pretty good too. And we'll get to the $1 million in a moment. And next we have
Electric.
Does anyone know the name of this movie?
No.
Nice. Back to the Future. That's right. Well, this car is very special. What is the car?
Electricity car.
Very good. Well, it is like electric, but in this case, it's actually powered by something. It's a time machine in the movie. Time machine. So what would you do if you had a time machine? Would you go to the future or to the past?
Past.
Buy some Bitcoin, buy some Dogecoin, right? But what else would you do? Would you meet someone from the past?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's like a singer or an actor or maybe someone very famous that you might want to meet. Kim Jong-un?
Kim Jong-un, I want to meet.
Me?
Yeah, me.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, you can meet anyone you want. And what if you go back in the past and meet
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, kind of cool, right? Just see him dance live. That would be really cool. Now, unfortunately, it's running out of time, you guys. Let's write these down. What would you do if you had $1 million? So remember, this is the imaginary or tough situation. And here is our function. What would you do if? You don't have to write this part down. Remember, this will change depending on the situation. So what would you do if you had $1 million? What would you do if you had a genie? What would you do if you got lost in a foreign country? Any of those can work. The number one is?
Imagine.
Perfect. So if you remember, we talked about things being imaginary or not real. So in this case, it's a situation that is not real. So imagine that you had $1 million. But hold on, we need to ask a question. So our second sentence of our function would be, what would you do? And number two, ooh, so usually when we ask for the hypothetical, we use the word if, right guys? I know in your writing I saw a lot of ifs. So if you had $1 million, what would you do? And if you notice here, every function has what would you do?
다시 한번 크게 말해. 유튜브.
There we go, you guys. So just remember, this is an easy way to remember. Try to think, imagine that. Try to think if, okay? That'll make you a lot easier for you.
What would you do? What would you do?
Yeah, what would you do if you had a girlfriend? Or a boyfriend, yeah. Maybe you go on a date or something like that. And number three, you guys take a look. Oh! Let's say that you had $1 million. What would you do? If I had $1 million, I would travel and travel and travel. I would buy. All right, looks like everyone is good. Let's go ahead and let's finish off our book. We only have about 5 minutes left. Let's do this very, very quickly. You good? All right, looks like we're good, you guys. And if you don't have it, get it from your friend. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump to Listen and Talk 2. Let's finish this up. And let's see, we have our, well, 2 friends again. And what would you do if you had $1 million? He says, I would buy every
Toys.
every toy, video game, every snack. Well, let's see. What did he say?
This book is interesting. Have you read it?
No, not yet. What is it about?
It's about a man who suddenly became very rich. What would you do if you had $1 million?
I would buy every game in the world.
All right, you guys are right. Every game in the world. But if you had $1 million, would you buy every game? Do you have enough time to play every game?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, wow, you must live forever. I like that. Hey guys, let's go ahead and let's see for part A. Again, we're moving very fast. And let's listen and see what the woman imagined. What does she imagine in her situation? Good luck. Here we go.
Number 1. Caroline, have you read the book Tuck Everlasting?
Yeah, it is about a family that drank magical water and lived forever, right?
Right. What would you do if you could live forever?
Well, I would live in different cities all around the world.
Really? I would collect interesting items and make a museum.
Cool.
Number 2.
Jason, what are you reading?
I'm reading a book called 3 Wishes.
Oh, I've heard about it. A genie makes a boy's wishes come true, right?
Yeah. What would you do if you could make one wish?
I would make the genie stay with me forever. Then I could make all my wishes come true.
That's smart.
So for number 1, the woman. If the woman could live forever, what would she do? She would live in
Different countries.
different cities around the world. So we're going to go put a check mark where we see a woman, well, all around the world. And for number 2, well, what did she choose? Perfect. She would make the genie stay with her forever.
Wow.
All right, you guys, we're almost done. Let's finish part B as fast as we can since we only have 2 minutes left. So here we have a movie. It's called The Time Traveler's Wife. So we have, what would you do if you could time? Maybe. And what would you do? I would blank World War II, and I would blank King Sejong. Good luck. Last one.
What are you doing, Jinho?
I'm writing a review of the movie The Time Traveler's Wife.
I saw that movie too. It's one of my favorite romantic movies.
I loved it too. Emily, what would you do if you could time travel?
I would travel to the 1940s and prevent World War II. How about you?
I would go to the Joseon Dynasty and meet King Sejong. I'm a big fan of it.
It doesn't have to be realistic, you guys. So we have, in this case, time travel. And what word do we have this? If we keep something from happening, if we stop something from happening, we prevent, right? We prevent World War II. And I would meet King Sejong, right? Because he's very famous and he's done many great things for Korea. Alright, you guys, so of course, don't worry about your exams. You guys are all very, very smart. You guys are all very, very great students and will do just fine. So, of course, I will see you not next week. The next week. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. So give yourselves a nice big round of applause there. And let's get ready for lunch. Stand up. Great job. Great job.
햇살이 열어주셨지 않을까?
Alright, let's do it. Alright, in. Okay, here. So let's do our test. So,
앉으세요.
yeah, have a seat. Alright. Alright, so let's ask you some questions about your motto. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So tell me, what is your motto?
My motto is let's help each other.
Oh, okay, let's help each other. I like that. That sounds really nice. And tell me more about it. What does it mean?
Yeah.
It means... We want to, well, we help each other, right? So we want to help other people, something like that, right? And of course, yeah, care about one another, right? So how about for number 3? So we're going to ask you, when do you use it, and how does it inspire you? How do you use it? How does it inspire? So in your life, how do you use it?
Tired and
Yeah. Yeah, you're tired. Things are difficult. That's when you use it? Yeah, that's good. And so, well, I think that's good enough though. So, good job. Thank you. All right, well, thank you very much. See you later. Thank you.
왜 못 나왔던 거야?
네.
왜 못 나왔었어?
저 지금
아팠어?
저 입시 준비 때
입시 준비? 뭐 하는 거?
저 배우
배우? 뭐 어디 예고 가는 거래?
네.
연기 좀 시켜봐야 되겠네. 연극 좀 시켜봐야 되겠네. 열심히 해.
네, 그래요.
It's lunch time, right? So 2 students left.
Oh. She tried. At least she did it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good.
Oh,
Yeah.
have a great
Yeah,
lunch.
very
I'll see you
lunch.
this afternoon.
Yeah.